Ikeda needs to read the other ability.
I mean, your hand could definitely still beat me, but maybe not. Well,
so its size is equal to the number of creatures in the graveyard.
How big is it?
I can't see the pips on the
6/6.
dice.
Yep.
And it looks like a zombie token's going to get in there.
He's a 1, 2, 1, 2.
Game's kind of an interesting race.
Go.
12 to 10 now.
I actually got a text earlier that said you beat the ugliest, now beat the prettiest.
That's pretty funny.
Is that not the best text ever?
That's funny.
Or at least one of, like, maybe the top 4 texts ever. Are you sure? Seems risky.
Ikeda doing some math.
Be sure.
He's looking over at a 6/6 Grave Troll.
He's got a little bit of burn in his hand.
Targeting.
Is he just going to attack with both? Oh, he's looking at his Jete in hand.
Huh.
Make that work a little bit. I took 3 out of 13. I've taken like a million.
Nice thing about the dredge deck is your Graves are always full size.
I'll get the white one. Then I'll attack you.
Okay, I'm at 14.
Plays a Kurdik. Just go.
There's the white one.
Well, I'm going to sacrifice my marsh floods.
Oh, you're 13. All tied up.
It is.
Wish I could remember what was in my hand. There's probably blank.
Just looking, taking a peek at the Kibler Cole match. Looks like Brian has 1 land in play and no creatures, while a Kurdape has been attacking him and got a little Molten Rain action out of Hunter.
Yeah, multiple. I think it was multiple Molten Rains again. See if it works out better. It's probably better on the play than it was when he was drawing in the last game.
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, that's looking like going full blades. Because I left my stupid necklace somewhere that's not here.
Shimizu trying to figure out if he's got an attack.
Plays another Hedron Crab.
Second Hedron Crab and just ships the turn. So 6/6 Golgrave Grave Troll on defense, along with a 2/2 zombie token and a couple of crabs. They're staring across at Kurdape, a Wild Nacatl, and Tarmogoyf.
Have a noble hierarch.
Yep. 11. Yep.
Path to Exile on the Golgari Grave Troll.
I'm playing all the cards for you. There's no mystery. He's 3/3.
He is.
It's kind of funny how the Molten Rains are almost in Hunter's deck are almost at cross purposes with Brian's Knight of the Reliquaries.
Go ahead. Yep. Okay.
All right, Ikeda lines up an attack. Everybody into the red zone.
11.
Kurdape, Tarmogoyf, Wild Nacatl.
Creature, sorcery, land, instant.
So
He was able to path away that Grave Troll, so now it's a couple of 0/2 crabs and a 2/2 zombie. Does not appear, there do not appear to be very many profitable blocks for Shimizu.
He's going to get himself some tokens for his crabs that die.
Is that a profit? I'm not sure that's a profit.
Yeah, it's break even, sort of.
Sort of.
5.
Doesn't mean that the next Grave Troll will be much bigger.
Right.
Six. Bolt me.
Nope.
Bolt me Helix.
Go.
10 plays 10 here, I believe. Shimizu looking to crack back with zombies. He does. 2 zombies head over.
Attack.
Okay.
And here comes the Grave Troll.
I'll take 2. That's 7.
Ikeda's at 6. So the Grave Troll is now lethal.
Attack.
Requires 2 dice.
I'm gonna put all the
10-10.
Sure. Okay.
Is that Volcanic
That
Fallout?
was Volcanic Fallout.
Wow, Akeda brought in Volcanic Fallout and wins the game with it. Wow. Volcanic Fallout sweeps away the zombies. Lightning Helix finishes off Naoki Shimizu, and Tsuyoshi Akeda takes game 3. He's up 2-1. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, he has 3 Volcanic Fallouts in his sideboard. Brought them in
Wow.
to deal with an army of 2/2 tokens.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking when we were watching Shimizu play Martin Yuza,
You're like, oh,
he
Pyroclasm
needed a
would be awesome.
Pyroclasm. That is exactly the effect that he needed. Just get rid of all the zombies and start over.
I'll go smart.
I mean, I haven't seen Dread Return do anything yet out of either of these Dredge players in the top game. We haven't watched every game,
Right,
but
right. We heard about one Iona being in play.
yeah, but I mean, the games they're winning tend to be behind this giant horde of zombie tokens from the bridge. Yeah, Volcanic Fallout, attack with my guys, who are of course big enough to survive the fallout.
Right, it's an instant. You can even get the Zealot with it, with its trigger on the stack.
Yeah, sure.
No, actually, there's nothing left to get. Let's go.
Brian Kibler is down to 4 in game 4.
No, I know.
Holy
Go on,
shit, he's
basics.
Batman.
Let's see if we can peek back in on.
Dodge, right?
Tarmogoyf and Kurt Ape have been beating down with a little help from Molten Rain to keep Kibler away from his
Sure.
his girlfriend.
He is in love with Baneslayer Angel, no doubt about that. And she's been treating him right.
Scoop it up.
Kibler scoops him up. Looks like that game is headed to 5.
Man was so confident. Was gonna
Hunter Burton takes game 4 on the play.
Wait.
Couple of Molten Rains. That's the way he drew it up when he put that deck together.
Yep. He is not ready to start losing extended
I
matches
can use the
yet.
restroom.
Not yet.
Do you need a spotter?
Kibler's going to use the restroom. We're going to watch game 4 here, and then we will make sure we get you game 5 between Brian Kibler and Hunter
I
Burton.
just got a text. I'm gonna answer it. Oh, wait, so I have time to run out and have a quick one? I did last time. It literally takes me less than 2 minutes.
So it looks like we're going to watch game 4 between Naoki Shimizu and Tsuyoshi Ikeda. While those guys take a break before heading into game 5, we'll hold game 5 up.
Absolutely.
We're not going to let that start without you.
So Tsuyoshi Ikeda is now up 2-1. We've been talking about whether Kibler, what this Pro Tour could do to Kibler's Hall of Fame chances. Ikeda belongs in the conversation too at this point, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's been playing great Magic. He just won a Grand Prix. He won Grand Prix Nagata.
Yep.
He again has been posting high finishes on the Pro Tour for the last season. The most recent one that I can recall off the top of my head is a top finish in Hollywood, playing the Rage Forger deck in Constructed.
Sure.
Works with Tsuyoshi Fujita, has the support of the Japanese community. He's a pillar of the Japanese community. So
Absolutely.
He certainly has the intangibles.
No, you're right. I mean, he's got that sort of Rob Dougherty, the team sort of revolved around his store. It's a similar resume to Rob's, I think.
He has some deck building credentials of his own.
Right.
If you remember, there was at Berlin Worlds, the first time we saw something like the crazy Goblin decks that were doing all the crazy stuff with the Goblin Recruiter, and
Yeah.
that was Tsuyoshi Ikeda.
Wow. Not Fujita?
That was not.
I mean,
it was
probably the two of them together at the store,
I
right?
believe it was the group, but Ikeda was one of the guys that was given credit. I remember in the deck technique.
Now, is their store the Shop Fireball store?
Shop Fireball?
Shop Fireball.
That's the team that was in the finals of Pro Tour Seattle against Von Dutch.
Oh, right.
He was
It's like
playing
him and Jin Okamoto.
and Ataru Ishida. So,
Wow. Oh, that's right. It's Haru's from that shop, too, right?
hangs out with some talented pals.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah, no, Japanese Magic, I mean, it's hard to, from the States, it can be hard to sort of keep things straight sometimes. But there's really been kind of the Tokyo crew, and then it's is it,
there's a Hiroshima group.
yeah, and then there's been the Shop Fireball crew.
Yeah. And one of the things when we're talking to players about the Hall of Fame and why they may or not have voted for the Hall of Fame, or voted for a player, they'll often talk about that player's passion for the game or the enthusiasm that they play it with. And Ikeda has that in excess. He's just always seems thrilled to be playing.
And he's another one who's all of a sudden come back and just been playing better Magic now than at any point previously in a really long career. And he had third at Worlds, right?
And older and playing. You don't see that many players. I mean, this is someone who's 36 years old.
Yeah.
You don't see that many players playing in the top 8 of a Pro Tour at this age. He's got a family. It's especially on the Japanese side.
You read his info sheet. He's very proud of being a father.
Yeah. On the Japanese side, a lot of players will step away from the game at the point where they're
They
getting
turn into
married.
adults.
Yeah, they turn into adults. They have to get a real job. He's chosen to make Magic his career, so that's also
Right.
something you have to look to.
Yeah, I mean, when your job is running a game shop, that's got to help, right?
Yeah.
I wonder how old his kid is at this point. Should ask him.
Set up a play date.
Yeah, my daughter has begun to discover trading cards. It's kind of scary.
I saw a post on Facebook that your daughter put the read on you.
We were playing Uno, and she figured out my hand. I mean, it's not that hard, right? I put a wild card. I say blue. I've got one card left in my hand. But she's like, I mean, at 5, it's like, you have a blue card in your hand. And so she changes the color away from blue. Instead of playing a blue card, she plays a wild, and then comes back to win the game. Like, I start drawing off the deck. She comes back, she wins.
Looking ugly.
Did you how lucky her?
And now whenever I say Uno, she goes into the tank and tries to read me now.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Naoki Shimizu's resolving an Ideas Unbound here. I think he's resolving the tail end of it.
I think Kira does better with good game than she does with please or thank you.
Does she really?
Yeah, I mean, you got to teach them manners, right?
It's good game manners.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
When you mean it. I mean, nice deck. I'm not teaching her.
Sure. Golgari Grave Troll is one of the discards for Shimizu. He's gonna start getting his dredge on here.
Yeah, here comes the graveyard. Narcomoeba. And a bunch of land and an Ideas Unbound. Just the Narcomoeba that's relevant. So Akeda up 2-1 here.
And there's a Hedron Crab.
And another one.
Another one.
And a land? Or no? Now he's supposed to play a land.
How about a fetch?
How about a fetch land? That will do. So...
Points to himself for at least a couple of those.
Right. Well, he needs more action. I mean, eventually he gets enough action in the graveyard. He wants to preserve his deck. He'll start milling...
well, he's not really worried about
Ikeda.
any sideboard. Oh, there are Ravenous Traps from Ikeda. I did right at the bottom of the list, so he does have to worry about those Ravenous Traps.
Dark Blast, Grave Troll, Narcomoeba. Oh, and a bridge is in there. Another Grave Troll. A Dread Return. Yeah, fetch land and crack it. That's 12 cards. They flip one too many? What are they talking about?
Not certain.
Ah. They're fine. 2 bridges.
Is there a Dread Return in there?
Yes. So this is the way he drew it up, right? Ikeda staring over. If Ikeda has a trap, now is the time, right? Narcomoeba trigger on the stack. Nope, Narcomoeba comes in. That probably means no trap, right?
Yeah, I would assume so.
He's just trying to bluff it.
Shimizu at this point is like, oh, do you have the trap? Let's go.
So, Dread Return? Does he have a big target, though? I didn't see anything super sexy. Grave Troll. He's got the 5/5 flyer, right?
Yeah. Does end up with a lot of zombies.
Right, yeah, the zombies alone. It's like 6 zombies.
Although he knows now to worry about Fallout.
That's true. That's true.
Oh,
And there is the trap.
there's the trap.
Ikeda does have the trap. Interesting.
Curious to see how many of the zoo decks were running the trap in their sideboard. Go through the list when we're done. I'm curious
Sure.
how many. Trap Zoo, a new new archetype.
Well, that's really good for Tsuyoshi Ikeda, right? He's up 2-1. Shimizu just milled a bunch of stuff into the graveyard, but it's all been removed from the game now thanks to the Ravenous Trap. It's a pretty good answer to the dredge engine, right?
Yeah. Dead draw for Shimizu there, who drew a life from the loam. Looking through his exiled pile.
Tarmogoyf starting to attack. There's now been, is that a Pride Mage?
Yeah, that's a Pride Mage. Tarmogoyf got in for, it looks like 2.
Well, there used to be a big graveyard fueling Tarmogoyf, and then somebody got hungry.
Kata tipped his hat. He said, "Sorry, ma'am, this isn't your lucky day." Mages to the Bazaar. Fly for 1. In comes Tarmogoyf.
Yep.
This is all on 2 lands from Ikeda. I mean, this is, what, turn 4 of the game?
4 or 5. Tarmogoyf and the Pride Mage. Looks right. Yeah, it really seems like Shimizu just kind of went for it there. How many traps does Ikeda have?
3.
3 traps. It's about a coin flip that'll have one by that point, a little worse.
Yeah. It definitely would felt like, well, yes or no.
Yeah.
So, Ikeda looks like he's going to pump up his Tarmogoyf to kill that crab, killing another creature with Lightning Helix, gets rid of the Bazaar. Shimizu takes 2 from the Pride Mage.
Shimizu's got almost nothing going on at this point. He's just drawing cards. Draws on Narcomoeba.
Puts a life from the loam in his,
In his
very
graveyard.
slim graveyard.
Life for the loam with no targets just to get a dredge card into his graveyard.
Shimizu takes 2. He's going to play a Countryside Crusher here.
That is quite the hat Ikeda has.
Sort of a crocheted
How
cowboy
good is
hat.
that in the...
Is that a macrame hat?
You know what that hat looks like it's made for? A Pro Tour Austin trophy shot.
Yeah, it really does.
We get him versus Hunter Burton in the finals, and Texas wins either way. Crusher, Fallout, Bolt, Knight. Is Ikeda's hand.
I really see Kibler going through to the finals here, though.
Yeah, I like his chances.
He play enough games, and his deck
gets to
should
play
come up on
first.
head.
He's got the better deck,
Come
yeah.
up on top most often.
They're playing one game, though. Anything can happen in one game.
Anything has already happened in 2 games.
Okay. Only needs one more now. Looks like it'll be Tsuyoshi Ikeda. And we talked about Kibler's the Hall of Fame. I think Ikeda's the guy who comes out of this saying, what about my record?
Right, he has a similar resume now.
Well, no, he's got a better resume. Like, what aspect of Kibler's resume is better?
Except for 4 years, he's still playing on the Pro Tour. And
Right,
posting finishes
he's
in
up
the middle of that.
he's up almost 100 pro points because he just kept playing for that whole decade rather than taking off 4 years.
How do you feel about averaging 5 or 6 pro points an event? That's what you're looking at over the course of his career, right? Like somewhere between 50 and 60 pro tours.
Sure.
Something like 300 points. But that's a lot of day 2s.
I mean, I think you get credit for longevity.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's you're not going to get in with just that, right? Rams Netfangers has not done particularly well in the votes. Yeah, okay. There's Volcanic Fallout. That'll kill 2 Narcomoebas and a Hedron Crab.
And his own
Does kill his own Pride Mage.
also
but
does 2 damage to
clears a
Shimizu.
path for Tarmogoyf and does 2 damage, which is as much as the Pride Mage was going to do.
He's got some burn in his hand. We watched Ikeda play some really nice
It's like
magic here.
Shimizu's at 5.
So, he's got him.
And here's Nakatl. Yeah, so Tsuyoshi Ikeda looking really good. I think we are 1 attack phase away. Maybe a bolt too. Hard to imagine how Naoki Shimizu pieces this together here.
He just really needs like the dredge of a lifetime on this
Yes.
on this life from the. Oh no, he's got a stinkweed
Not a
imp in there.
stinkweed. Dread return. That's a good start. Narcomoeba. Tombstalker. Grave Troll.
Bridge from below.
And Bridge.
That's
So he gets the Narcomoeba into play. He's hoping chump block in your hand or blanks. Or has he got more action?
plays a stinkweed imp.
Summon Stinkweed Imp. Sure. Now he can block both creatures. Does Akeda have just a 1-burn spell?
He's got a bolt.
Yeah, so we might not be over. Akeda needs the top deck. Top decks, another lightning bolt.
Shows him
Pair of lightning bolts, and Tsuyoshi Ikeda is through to the finals. 3-1. He defeats Naoki Shimizu. It'll be Zoo on Zoo in the championship match. It'll be Spectral Zoo playing against. Stay tuned. It'll be an American. They'll be running a Zoo variant, but it might be Hunter Bolton and the Molten Zoo variant representing the great state of Texas. It might be Brian Kibler trying to cement his comeback with this Ruben Zoo.
Representing the great state of California.
Yeah, fair enough. Him and Ruben are there, right?
Yeah.
That works.
And a lot of their teammates.
All right.
Camera swings over.
Kibler and Hunter Burton are ready to play. One game to determine which of the two of them is going to go to the finals and play against Tsuyoshi Ikeda. Kibler leads with a Sacred Foundry. Comes into play tapped.
Hunter Burton's does not.
Burton pays 2 and Steplinks.
Yeah. Landfall, one of the new Zendikar creatures that's
Yeah.
made his landfall zoo deck possible.
Yeah. Play a fetch land and crack it. That guy hits for 4 on turn 2.
What's also interesting is you can also sort of dole out your damage. You can play a fetch land and not crack it.
Right. Save
Attack.
it for a Giant Growth.
Save it as a giant growth, exactly. Kibler's not letting it get that far.
No, it doesn't look like
He's
it.
like, let's just kill that right now.
What did he kill it with?
Punishing
Punishing Fire, sure.
So this is where you see if there's a Grove of the Burn Willows for Brian, you just see where that deck is just
Yeah.
murder on an aggro deck because he can just pick those guys off all day long.
Right.
Puts a red in his pool, your opponent gains a life, use that red to pay for a Punishing Fire to return it.
Mm-hmm. So Burton cracks a fetch land. Can we get the player audio back? Bruce, can we get the player audio back? Looks like they turned down player audio. Can we get it back?
So we get another Steplinks and a Wild Nicodle come down for Hunter Burton.
I would like player audio back. I watched mouths move and heard nothing a minute ago. All right, so Steplinks and Nicodle
Full-size Nicodle.
for Hunter Burton.
0-1 Steplinks. See a lot of red in Brian's hand.
Kibler trying to figure out what to do with turn 3. Really wants to go for the Burn Willows.
He really wants 3 more mana and a Baneslayer Angel. What is he going to do? So, imagine he's going to bolt the Nicodle here. Breaks a fetch land. Maybe he's going to get rid of both.
So Kibler falls to 16, pays the 2 life to get that land into play untapped. Uses it for
Punishing Fire.
Punishing
on the
Fire.
Steplinks.
And a Hierarch.
Hierarch. So
He's
with
threatening Baneslayer.
next turn with land.